Hey everyone, I'm Marissa. On April 22nd, a detail appeared in SpaceX's IPO filing that I couldn't stop thinking about. The company acknowledged that its ambitions to build space-based AI data centers rely on unproven technologies and may never become commercially viable. On the same day, in every public forum, Elon Musk continued describing orbital data centers as the ultimate future of AI infrastructure, a solution to Earth's energy constraints, heat dissipation limits, and latency problems. Same person, same technology, two completely different statements for two completely different audiences, one for the world, one for the SEC. This isn't Musk's personal contradiction. It's one of the oldest arts in capital markets. I call it two weapons: vision leverage and the legal fortress. Vision leverage is for the market. SpaceX's Starlink satellite internet business has a natural valuation ceiling, roughly $80 billion to $1 trillion under conventional logic. To justify a $1.75 trillion valuation, Musk needs a new narrative layer: AI inference sovereignty. Orbital data centers are the centerpiece of that narrative, moving AI training and inference to space, unconstrained by terrestrial energy limits, outside the reach of ground-based regulation, becoming genuinely sovereign compute infrastructure. This narrative is powerful. It supports an incremental $500 billion in valuation. The legal fortress is for the SEC. But in the regulated disclosure environment of an IPO filing, the same technology is described as unproven, potentially never commercially viable, and lacking any demonstrated demand at scale that would justify the capital required. This isn't Musk changing his mind. This is regulated disclosure obligation. Under SEC rules, if a company conceals material risks in its prospectus and investors suffer losses, they can bring securities fraud claims. So the filing must document every uncertainty, not for investors to read, but as a defensive covenant for the lawyers who might appear on the other side of future litigation. Put these two things together, and you see a very clear structure. Vision leverage attracts capital and inflates valuation. The legal fortress hedges liability and isolates risk. The gap between them, the space between the public narrative and the legal document, is what I call the narrative arbitrage space. This is where the real boundary of the valuation premium lies, and it's what every serious investor should be watching. I want to ask one question, not to criticize Musk, but to make the structure visible. If a technology is officially described as unproven and may never become commercially viable, but it supports $500 billion in incremental valuation, is this space exploration or financial engineering? One final observation, and this matters more than SpaceX itself. This dual-track narrative, one version for public consumption, one version for legal compliance, isn't unique to Musk. It's what every high-valuation technology company does before an IPO. Every We're Changing Humanity launch event has a prospectus behind it telling a different story. Learning to read the gap between those two versions is what real capital literacy looks like. Two questions today. Pick one. A. Do you think this vision leverage plus legal fortress strategy is normal capital market practice or systematic misdirection of investors? B. If you're an institutional investor facing this kind of narrative arbitrage, how do you run your due diligence? I'm Marisa. See you next time.